Alright, what's going on YouTube? It has been a while since we've done a mod video, and I figured I'd do a quick one that was introduced to me by a community member, LF. If you're watching this video, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for introducing this mod and putting it in the Discord. And this is simply called the Shield Framework for Fallout 4. As you can tell from the footage on the screen, this introduces a riot shield into the game, which is something that you really wouldn't think that you would probably need in a post-apocalyptic future, but it makes sense. So in order to acquire the shield, you have to use the console commands for this one. So you can type in help riot 4. And if you don't know how to use the console commands, you can quickly Google it, or I'll try and leave a video down below to how to use console commands on PC. But you type that in, you'll get the item code, and you can acquire the riot shield through those means. As of now, of the upload of this video, you cannot actually craft the riot shield using any of the workbenches. So to give a little bit more context, the mod itself is a framework, meaning that it is a building block for other mod authors to take and use to create their own mods with it. But for the example, the mod author actually did put in a riot shield for Modern Warfare 2 to kind of show in concept how the mod would work. So there are some screenshots on the mod author's page that kind of show something that may be planned in the future is being able to use a pistol with the riot shield, so you could be able to go in, whip out your pistol, fire off a couple of shots, and then bring up the shield quickly rather than just weapon swap. For now, you can use melee hits, which you've kind of seen me doing against some of these raiders. You can also use grenades and mines as well, but that's the only type of weapons and combat that you can do with the riot shield as of now. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on this mod to see how it develops in terms of like being able to use like certain pistols and things like that, because I'm really interested to see how this mod turns out. I also would like to see potentially maybe some more lore friendly riot shields, maybe like car doors or like regular doors, and just kind of like a more beat up aspects of like a riot shield rather than just like the actual riot shield from Modern Warfare 2. Again, that's not a complaint, that's just something that I would like to see in the future. It's just kind of like oh, this would be really cool to kind of like bring in a lore friendly aspect to it, because I do like the functionality of the mod itself so far. So it should be noted that the riot shield works for both melee and range fire, but it's not a block all type aspect. As you can tell, it's kind of like a cone. If someone's shooting directly in front of you or like to the sides of the riot shield, you will end up blocking it. However, if you get flanked or there's grenades, you can actually be hit and take damage. One thing that I did notice is weapons, I believe like plasma rifles and laser rifles, they will actually still do damage towards you past the riot shield. I believe it's reduced damage, but you'll still take damage here, as I'll demonstrate here a little bit later, as one of the raiders actually does have a laser pistol that does pretty good amount of damage and burning damage on me, even with the riot shield. So it's not an end all be all. So I didn't have a problem with melee attacks unless like the enemy's right on top of you, or they somehow try and flank you, or they hit above the riot shield, which makes sense. So while it may seem like it's super powerful at the start, you kind of learn some of its weaknesses as well. So if you don't want to use the console commands, you can also have the level list randomly give raiders and other people of common with riot shields. And as you can see here, one of the raiders does have a riot shield taken on Deathclaw, and somehow it won. I don't know what exactly happened, how much damage that the raider did to Deathclaw, but apparently it killed it somehow. And yeah, it does work with NPCs as well. As you can see, I'm shooting a Gatling gun at the raider with a riot shield, and he's blocking the majority of my shots, and it's doing quite a bit of damage. You have to really maneuver your way around it or use explosives, so it actually works both ways too. So again, really good concept of the mod. Clearly I kill him eventually, but really good concept, and it does work for both you and for NPCs. So if you choose to use power armor in first person, the riot shield animations and functionality still work. However, if you switch over to third person, it will show as an unarmed animation. However, the riot shield still typically would work. I believe this is being looked into and maybe fixed in the future, but for now I would just stick to using a riot shield in first person anyway, especially when using power armor. There is currently an add-on texture pack made by a separate mod author. I am putting the screenshots up now. You can go ahead and check that out if you want to change the look of the riot shield, if you don't want it to have it like the standard Modern Warfare 2 riot shield. So I would definitely check that out if that's something you're interested in. Crafting it doesn't really take too many materials. It's pretty simple. So if you want to check that out, also leave a description down below for the Shield Framework texture pack. So overall, I like the idea of the framework. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what comes about this in the next couple of months. The one thing that I would like probably see is a little bit more lore-friendly models and textures. And again, that's not a complaint. That's just more something that I would like to see on a personal note, is that to see it fit a little bit more in terms of the world of Fallout 4 and how it looks. So I would say things like broken down car doors or like makeshift like wooden boards and things like that to kind of use that functionality of the tax shield a little bit later on down the line. But I think it's really good as it is now if you want to get in there and test it out and kind of have like a different sort of build. The one thing that I did see in one of the screenshots that I would like to see implemented is the ability to use a pistol or small arms. I think that's something that'd be really cool to give like a little bit of a different take on how to progress in like small corridors and maybe like some of the dungeons and other buildings in Fallout 4. So I think that'd be really cool to see in the future, and if it does happen, I'll definitely cover that as well. But I know this was a little bit of a shorter video. I haven't done a lot of mod videos so far, but I figured this one was really cool and it was something that was shown by the community, so I definitely wanted to try and get a video out as soon as I could on it. So as always, I'll leave a link in the description down below for all of the mods that I've showcased on the video today. And if you did enjoy it, please endorse the mods. It does help out a lot. And please like the video and share it with others if you think it was cool. Let me know your thoughts on the mod itself and the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.